Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. I have scored 100 percentile in DILR on multiple occasions, and in CAT 2021 I managed to score a perfect score of 60 on 60, which is a rare feat in itself. Very few people might have done this, that in a 40-minute sectional timer of DILR section got all questions correct in the section. So in this video, I'm going to tell that what has been my strategies, how have I prepared for this, and why I consistently score well on this section. So if you are a CAT aspirant, you must watch this to understand the reasons why these things happen, be it anyone scoring very high in the examination. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for awesome content on MBA preparation. So you have exactly 100 days left for CAT 2023. That is why I have come up with this video showing my 100 percentile journey. So these were my scores for CAT 2019, 2020 and 2021. I have consistently scored high on CAT, especially in the quant and DILR section. So if you see this, like in 2019, I had 99.95. 2020 I had 99.99 and 2021 I had 100 percentile. The scale score is 55.29, but the actual score was 60 on 60. Okay, so my slot turned out to be slightly easier than the other, hence the score was scaled down. Okay, so this response sheet for the same is given in the description of this video, because some people will think यार ये खाली झूठ बोल रहा है, झूठा claim है. So you can check that response sheet. You'll get to know that I got all correct in the paper. Okay, so let's talk about the realities, the facts, then how did I perform well in this section. So first of all, I was born intelligent. Of course, you cannot deny the fact that there is something which is called natural ability. Okay, you are, some people are naturally good at doing certain things, right? So I have had a good mathematical and logical aptitude since my childhood. Some of you might be good at some other activities. Let us say some of you might be very good at music, which others cannot be. Okay, some of you might be good at sports, right, or physical activities, which not everyone can achieve. Some people are great dancers, right? Some people might work very hard but not achieve that level of perfection. So you must not deny the fact that people are born with different abilities. So I have had a very strong mathematical and logical aptitude. Right. So when I appeared for the first time in CAT in 2013, okay, when I was an aspirant like you are, so in that attempt I got a 99.93 percentile, out of which then there used to be two sections, QA and DI were together, and like VA and LR were together. So I got a percentile of 99.97 in QA and DI. So it is not that कि कुछ लोग सोचते हैं अरे ये तो पढ़ाते हैं रेगुलर इसलिए इनका स्कोर अच्छा जाता है. It's not that. Yeah, I was an aspirant like you in 2013 when I appeared for the very first time. In that very first attempt itself, I got this score. Okay, so it does not mean that I have been teaching for so many years. That is why I am able to score so high in this section. So I was already good at it. Okay, now good at being something does not mean that you do not work hard on it. Okay, so one has to work hard to achieve that level of perfection. Like Sachin Tendulkar born ठीक है उसने अच्छा खेलना चाहता था बचपन से टैलेंट था but he worked hard for it, right? He practiced a lot, right? Nowadays you see Virat Kohli has talent, but he puts a lot of efforts. So unless you put efforts, your hard work, your talent is of no use. Okay, so hard work subsides talent in the wrong run. So if you are talented, you are intelligent, good. But remember that if you are a hard worker, you are bound to do much better than others. Now let's talk about the section, that what is there in the DILR section, why it is so difficult, what are the tactics that one needs to do in order to do well on this section. First of all, it is something which tests your ability to think on the spot. ठीक है, क्वांट में क्या है, आप पढ़ के जाओगे, आपने प्रीवियस ईयर्स पेपर्स देख लिए, स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मूले याद हैं, कुछ ना कुछ तो हो जाएगा. ठीक है. सो क्वांट में जो आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स या कुछ न्यू टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, देयर विल बी वेरी फ्यू. Most of the ones will be conventional questions. You will be able to solve most of them. So it's just about like applying your theories, the concepts that you know, the questions. But in DILR, they test your on the spot thinking ability. So every year you see the papers, the kind of sets are new each time. It is the most challenging section. I'm sure you will agree to it, because 99% of the people fail to attempt even half of the paper. Okay, so fail to score half of the score in most of the years. There is no defined syllabus. ठीक है, क्वांट का ठीक है, लिस्ट ऑफ टॉपिक्स हैं, आप पढ़ लोगे, but there is nothing as such in DILR. Some people ask which are the important topics for DILR. I always say that nothing is important, everything is important, because you do not know what might be asked in the examination. It is full of surprises. Okay, so you may not expect certain kind of question, and it may come up uh, after a long duration of time. Okay, और कोई ऐसा सेट नहीं है कि ये पर्टिकुलर टाइप के क्वेश्चन तो आएगा ही आएगा. It can be anything under the sun that could be asked in the examination. Now, you should not target the numbers, but you should know the reality that how easy or difficult to score is in this section. So this is my research-based data, which I have been analyzing the papers for the past few years. The 99 percentile, which means that you are among the top 1%. And if you see these numbers, out of 60, 29. This year slightly easier क्योंकि एक DI आ गया था सब में. If you see this thing, it is close to 50% or even less than that. Okay, so roughly 50% लाने पे you become in the top 1% of the aspirants. 50% ही तो स्कोर करना है 99 परसेंटाइल लाने के लिए. अगर इतना ही आसान होता तो हर कोई नहीं कर लेता. So it means that it is a tough game, right? Only 1% of the people are able to score half in this section. Okay, and if you see 90%, 90% is like, let us say you are not so good at DILR. ठीक है, हो सकता है कि you are not the best in DILR, you are good in quant or maybe verbal ability, but DILR is your weak section. ठीक है, तो ये भी रियलिटी बतानी चाहिए कि कितना अटेम्प्ट करके आप सेफ स्कोर पे पहुंच सकते हो. So if you see, like around 15 to 20 question, 15 to 20 marks, this paper was an easy one. So around, you can say 1/4, रफली अगर आप 25% भी अटेम्प्ट कर लेते हो, 1/4. और इन टर्म्स ऑफ सेट्स, if you see these, let's look at these numbers. Okay, let's not look at this because this was an old pattern, but the ratio is proportion is almost same. So if you do slightly above, let us say, if you can get 5 to 6 questions, और लास्ट ईयर्स की बात करें, एक सेट अगर आप करके आ जाते हैं, लास्ट ईयर का ये सिनेरियो था, हर सेट में 5 क्वेश्चंस थे एंड 4 सेट्स थे. सो अगर आप एक सेट भी कर लेते सही से, जस्ट 40 मिनट में सिर्फ एक सेट करना, सिर्फ एक, वो सही से गलत है तो 15 मार्क्स तो आपके ऐसे ही बन जाते. देयर इज नॉर्मलाइजेशन फैक्टर ऑल्सो. सो ऑफ कोर्स यू वोंट बी डूइंग जस्ट वन सेट. सो इफ यू आर एबल टू डू अबव वन सेट, एक सेट पूरा करें और एक सेट पार्शियल भी कर दो. लेट अस से आपने 5 क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट किए, ठीक है, वो आसान सेट था, आपने पूरा सही कर लिया, एंड देन रेस्ट ऑफ द सेट यू अटेम्प्टेड 3 क्वेश्चंस, उसमें से आपके 2 सही हुए, या आपने 4 क्वेश्चन दूसरे सेट के किए, या पूरा लेट अस से 2 कंप्लीट सेट्स यू डिड, 2 सही हुए पर 3 गलत भी हो गए. सो योर नेट स्कोर इज गोइंग टू बी 7 करेक्ट, विच इज 21 माइनस 3, 18. सो आप 18, अगर मान लो आपका यहाँ पे 3 सही हो जाते और 2 गलत होते, right? So you would have gained 22. So basically, if you do around 2 sets with a decent accuracy, so you can achieve around 95 percentile quite easily. कि 2 सेट करने हैं आपको पेपर में अच्छी सी एक्यूरेसी के साथ, 3 सेट कर लोगे लाइक परफेक्ट एक्यूरेसी के साथ तो 99.95, 99. 8 और 99.9% है, दो सेट भी कर लिए अच्छी एक्यूरेसी के साथ। अगर 100% एक्यूरेसी के साथ कर लोगे तो 99% है। एवरेज एक्यूरेसी ठीक है, एक दो क्वेश्चन गलत हो गए, कुछ मिस्टेक्स हो गई, सो यू गेट दैट राइट। नाउ इफ दिस वाज दिस इजी, then why would people score that? Okay, it is about set selection. So I will talk about in this video. So please do watch this video till end, and also don't forget to like the video and share with your friends, because this is practical strategy which I myself apply in the examination and then teach. ऐसा नहीं कि कोई खाली हवाई बातें कर रहा हूँ कि हाँ इतने 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 अटेम्प्ट करके आ जाओ, क्यों नहीं हो पाता है, कैसे करना है, दैट लेट्स सी इन दिस। नाउ हाउ यू शुड प्रिपेयर फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन। वन इज बुक्स, तो ठीक है आपने कॉन्सेप्ट्स वगैरह पढ़ लिए, कुछ क्वेश्चंस देख लिए। पास्ट ईयर पेपर्स इज अ मस्ट, although sets do not repeat, but they will develop your thinking ability. Then if you are enrolled in any of the institutes, so mock tests are a good source of preparation, and you can refer to social media platforms. For example, in Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups, people do share some sets, you can try those. And I myself have created the biggest repository, free में resources सबसे बड़ा resource है। अगर आपको नहीं पता तो आज आपको पता चल गया, ठीक है। एप्टीट्यूड जैप करके एक चैनल है, ठीक है। सो इट हैज ओवर 300 प्लस 350 प्लस सेट्स, विच आई टारगेट टू मेक इट 400 बाय कैट 2023। अगर आपने 400 सेट ये भी कर लिए, ठीक है, इनमें से कुछ आपको इजी भी लगेंगे, कुछ मॉडरेट भी लगेंगे, डिफिकल्ट भी लगेंगे, पूरी मिक्स वेराइटी है, ठीक है, आपको अलग अलग तरह के प्रॉब्लम्स फेस कराने के लिए। एंड इट इज mix type of questions, different topics have been covered in this. So if you subscribe to this channel and solve those sets, that itself is a very big repository. Now how to prepare for the unknown things, ठीक है, ये तो ठीक है आपने पढ़ लिया, बुक से कन्वेंशनल वे से कर लिया, but the key is that you need to prepare for the unknown things. How do you prepare for that? There are some puzzle books which I'll recommend. uh, Try going through interview puzzles, they have certain logics, okay, so do read what kind of logics different puzzles have. There are number puzzles like sudoku, kakoro. I will suggest you a site also where you can play different kind of number puzzles. And if you have any hobby, try to do data analysis from your hobby. Just take a very simple example. Let us say if you watch a lot of cricket, so in that case, I mean try analyzing situations कि अगर 4 बॉल में 10 रन चाहिए तो कैसे बन सकते हैं, what are the different ways of making 10 runs, 4+6, 4+1 1, 6+1+1+2. So these kind of basic activities, let us say, like you are carrying notes on your in your pocket, okay, and you have to uh, buy certain product. So think of कि आप vendor को पैसे कैसे दे सकते हो, how much change can you get, like let us say something costs 70 rupees, and like is it a possibility that you give him 100 rupee note and a 20 rupee note and get 50 rupee note back? Or it could be like you give him 100 rupees, the person returns 3 notes of 10 rupees. So these kind of combinations where numbers are involved, okay, so it could be like anything, any other activity that you do. Let's say you go to the gym, okay, now there is a heavy lifter, so you can think of possibilities कि जो जिम में इक्विपमेंट्स रखे हैं उसके अकॉर्डिंग वो वेट कितना बढ़ाएगा। लेट अस से अभी उसने 100 kg रखा है, क्या वो 10 10 10 करके बढ़ाएगा या 15 20 करके बढ़ाएगा? So when you start thinking of all these numbers at every place you go, you automatically develop that thinking ability how to crack number based puzzles. Then there are some recommended books which you can refer to, ठीक है। इसके क्वेश्चंस देखो, इससे क्वेश्चन नहीं आते बट ये आपकी थिंकिंग एबिलिटी ब्रॉडन करते हैं। सो देयर इज अ ग्रेट बुक ऑफ पजल्स एंड टीजर्स बाय जॉर्ज समर्स, ये काफी अच्छी बुक है। यू कैन रेफर टू शकुंतला देवी पजल्स टू पजल यू एंड मोर पजल्स टू पजल यू, ये थोड़ा बेसिक है, ये एडवांस्ड है। And there is one book which is Algorithmic Puzzles. It talks about different algorithms of computer programming and is a good book to read. Then I said that there are certain sites also which you can refer to. So my favorite is Puzzle Mix. It has a lot of number puzzles. जो मैंने अभी आपको बताया था, काकूरू है, केन केन है, सुडोकू है, सैंडविच सुडोकू, lot of number results are present in this. Now these are unconventional ways of preparing for the examination, because if you go by conventional way, uh, like it takes a, it sometimes gets boring. Okay, it, you start thinking just in one direction. So in order to develop your thinking ability, solving puzzles from different sources make you sharp. You develop that ability ki on the spot kaise socha jata hai in different scenarios. Okay, so you can try these websites, try different puzzles from them, and I'm not saying that you should do only this thing. This is just a part of your preparation. Maybe in your leisure time you get 30 minutes, instead of watching Instagram reels, solve some puzzles. That will develop your mental muscles. नाउ कम्स द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है, जो वहाँ पे चैलेंज आता है, जो पहले कैट दे चुके हैं, दे नो दैट इट इज इजियर सेड देन डन. ओके, कहना तो आसान होता है, आप यहाँ इतने अटेम्प्ट करके आ जाओ, बट करने कैसे. ओके, सो लेट्स से दैट how to go about selecting the sets in the examination. First, what I would say is know your strength. Know your strength का मतलब क्या है कि इतनी प्रैक्टिस करो. ठीक है, आई टोल्ड यू दैट आई हैव अ चैनल ऑफ 400 सेट्स. यू कैन सॉल्व पास्ट ईयर पेपर्स प्लस सम अदर सोर्सेज. एटलीस्ट 500 सेट्स तो आपको इजीली मिल जाएंगे. ठीक है, इवन मोर देन दैट देयर आर मेनी अदर सोर्सेज एज वेल. ओके, सो लेट अस से इफ यू हैव अटेम्प्टेड 500 प्लस सेट्स आपने कवर कर रखे हैं, ठीक है, अक्रॉस डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स. तो आपको पता रहेगा व्हाट काइंड ऑफ टॉपिक्स आर यू कंफर्टेबल विद. आर यू कंफर्टेबल विद नंबर बेस्ड questions which involve data crunching, right? Are you comfortable with core data interpretation if at all it is asked in the examination, or some sort of arrangement in reasoning which is tested in the examination? So know your strength. For example, in the slot which I appeared, there was a set based on numbers that was like rating, giving rating to people. So I know I'm very good at numbers. Okay, I always play with numbers. So let me attempt that set first, even though that was not the easiest set in the paper. Okay, उससे आसान एक बार ग्राफ था, but I attempted the other set because I knew this is my strength. ग्राफ तो मैं कर लूंगा बाद में, लेकिन जो मुझे सबसे स्ट्रांगली आता है वो अटेम्प्ट करना चाहिए. Then second thing is, इन द एग्जामिनेशन टिपिकल डीआई इज इजी. ठीक है, ये ध्यान रखना, जो अगर प्योर डीआई आएगा ना वो इजी ही आता है, बहुत डिफिकल्ट नहीं आता. इजी या मॉडरेट लेवल होगा. सो इफ यू सी समथिंग चार्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, ट्राई टू रीड इट एंड देन अटेम्प्ट इट. Navigate through all the sets. It is very important. See, I told you that you need to get 10 questions. ठीक है, 10 questions attempt कर लोगे. 10 questions does not mean that you attempt 2 sets, because what happens is at times there are certain sets which have a couple of questions which take less time, and the other questions that might take a lot of time. So navigate through all the sets. Wherever you have that question palette, it has question numbers like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. सो पहला क्वेश्चन आप जब ऑटोमेटिकली फर्स्ट सेट आता है, फिर 1 2 3 5 के बाद आप इस पे क्लिक कर दो, सो यू विल बी एबल टू सी द नेक्स्ट सेट. Or there is a question paper button also. You can use that question paper button for the display of the paper and then see the set. Now when you navigate through all the set, so you know कि आपको कौन सा set इसमें से आप एक बार एक set navigate कर लो, फिर उसके बाद एक order set decide कर लो. Now that order may not turn out to be accurate, right? It is possible that जो आपने order decide किया है वो बाद में change हो जाए when you go deep into the set and read the conditions exactly. But एक initial order decide करना पड़ेगा कि based on your strength. Let us say some set based on games and tournament is asked. You know कि you are not good at that topic, avoid it. Last में रख देते हैं. Venn diagram पे आया, आप उतने अच्छे नहीं हो, आपने वो सेट बात के लिए छोड़ दिया. So it is very important to do this activity. A common mistake which people do is they stick to the sets, okay, and as a result they are unable to perform well. Keep shuffling between the sets. ठीक है, कैसे करना है shuffle? आपने सेट पढ़ा, of course आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा डेटा क्या दिया है. So once you have read it half fill करके, उसके क्वेश्चंस पढ़ो, ठीक है। क्वेश्चंस क्वेश्चंस पढ़े, आपको लगा कि इससे कुछ क्वेश्चन आंसर हो सकते हैं, अगर मान लो कोई क्वेश्चन इससे आंसर हो गया, ठीक है, या कुछ क्वेश्चन से आपको ऐसा डेटा मिल गया कि वो सपोज लेट से आपको 5 लोगों के बारे में कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन फिल करनी है, और कुछ ऐसी इन्फॉर्मेशन है जो आप क्वेश्चन में देख रहे हो ऑप्शन में नहीं दी है, ठीक है, आपने हाफ फिल कर लिया, उसके अकॉर्डिंग ऑप्शन में ही नहीं है। सो यू नो कि यहाँ पे जो दो केस होंगे उनमें से कौन सा केस पॉसिबल है। So try to go back to the set, right? Try using those strategies. Sometimes they might work, not in all questions, but in some questions, definitely you can solve the set partially and answer some of the questions. So not necessary to answer all the questions. So आधा अटेम्प्ट करो, फिर देखो इसमें से कितने अटेम्प्ट हो पा रहे हैं, मतलब इतने क्वेश्चंस टैकल हो सकते हैं। इफ यू कैन आंसर सम ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस, आंसर देम। नाउ व्हाई दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट इज, इफ यू डू नॉट डू दिस, आप सिर्फ एक या दो सेट में अटके रह जाओगे, और फिर वो जो नेविगेशन वाला पार्ट है वो कंप्लीट नहीं हो पाएगा, ठीक है, आप सारे सेट्स में पहुंच ही नहीं पाओगे। समटाइम्स इट माइट टर्न आउट दैट आपने जो पहले सेट स्टार्ट किया, दैट वाज अ मोर डिफिकल्ट सेट एज कंपेयर टू द अदर विच यू थॉट ऑफ लीविंग। Okay, so this strategy is quite important, shuffling between the sets. So always when I attempt the paper, I keep shuffling. After giving certain time to a set, I realize that okay, let me see the questions. If I can answer a few questions, let me move to the next set. Try this strategy in the mocks, and you will realize that your scores will improve. Then this is the biggest task in the section, that is art of letting go. एक पॉइंट आपको ऐसा डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा कि आप टाइम इसमें ज्यादा नहीं लगाना है। So when you realize that your logical ability is not hitting, you are heading nowhere into the problem, just leave it. But before leaving, what you need to do is see all the questions. हो सकता है कि आपने थोड़े 30% ही सॉल्व किया, पर उससे दो क्वेश्चन बन गए, ओके, सो आपके एफर्ट्स बेकार नहीं जाएंगे। व्हाट स्टूडेंट्स जनरली डू दिस, they spend a lot of time on a set, they fail to leave it. So you have to leave it at a certain point of time, like after let us say आपने 8 minutes डिसाइड किए, 8 minutes में आपको लग रहा है कि ये ज्यादा नहीं बन रहा, शफलिंग तो आपको करनी है, ठीक है। इफ यू फील दैट यू आर एबल टू क्रैक इट, लाइक सी, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, at one point in time you start realizing that is it doable, is it not। initially you won't, like पहले 2-3 मिनट तो पढ़ने में लग जाता है, but if you go deeper into the set, at least 5 minutes when you have spent, you realize the true difficulty level of the set, because initial watch sometimes things appear to be easy but turn out to be difficult, and the other way around also. So give some time and then decide. Be a decision maker at one point that no, I'm not going to spend any more time on this set because this is a trap. Or if you feel that okay, I have partially solved the set, let me move to the next set and see how it is. So this art, if you learn, you can master this section. So जो वो 10 क्वेश्चन करने की बात कर रहा हूँ, 10 क्वेश्चन आप दो सेट से नहीं करोगे, आप 4 सेट से करोगे। आपने एक सेट से 4 क्वेश्चन की, एक क्वेश्चन आपको थोड़ा सा टिपिकल लग रहा था, एडिशनल इन्फॉर्मेशन, यू लेफ्ट इट, अदर 3 सेट्स यू डिड 2 क्वेश्चंस। Okay, so this is how you can maximize your attempts rather than sticking to only 1 or 2 sets. Okay, so give a considerable time, decide for yourself, 8 मिनट देने, 8 मिनट बाद दूसरे सेट में जाना है, ठीक है, क्योंकि कोई ना कोई सेट ऐसा होगा डेफिनेटली, इफ यू आर प्रिपेयर्ड। नाउ द कंडीशन हियर इज, आपने कम से कम 500 सेट प्रैक्टिस किए होने चाहिए। आपने प्रैक्टिस ही नहीं किया, आप कह रहे हो हमसे हो नहीं रहा, सो हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल। if you have practiced a lot of sets, trust me that there will be at least 2 sets which you can solve in the examination, okay। it is all about picking the right sets, and this is how I strategically pick the sets, even if I am trapped, okay, I do not panic and I look for the other sets। So biggest thing here is don't panic। A lot of time people will start panicking, अरे 10 मिनट चले गए, 15 मिनट चले गए। You can always make a comeback, attempt a decent number of questions and score well on this section। If you are preparing for CAT 2023, I have a weekend batch running for CAT, okay, and a regular batch as well. So if you wish, you want to learn my methodologies, my techniques of solving questions, and you feel कि अभी 3 महीने बचे हैं और अगर अच्छे से प्रिपरेशन हो जाएगी तो मेरा परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा हो सकता है, you are most welcome to enroll in my courses. The link for the same is given in the description of this video. Okay, so you can enroll in the courses, you can watch the classes. There are live classes. You may have missed some of them, but yes, you can always watch the recordings of the same. Okay, with classes you get practice sheets. You are free to ask the doubts. There is dedicated doubts groups for doubt resolution, and you also get 15 full length mock tests for CAT. So if you feel the need, you can enroll in the course and also recommend it to your friends. So I hope this video was useful for you to understand that what is the strategy behind cracking the DILR section of CAT. It is not a cakewalk, and it is, if done strategically, you can perform very well in this section. So thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends.